Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. So I thought of making this video after we saw a recent comment on our channel, and sometimes we get these comments where I don't know why people make the comment. It's sort of like, hey, I'm trying to show you, and I'm not going to put my own perspective on things, but I often think sometimes it's people being genuinely trying to weigh in and provide some insight, and sometimes I think it's people trying to be snarky or something, or one-up me, like they know more than me about this stuff. Long story short, the comment was, how about land code 96, 40 million Thai baht up to 1 Rai? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Well, what about it? I mean, I've talked about this a lot in the past, frankly, but fair enough, I haven't talked about it much recently, so this may be one of those videos where I'm retreading some older topics, definitely going back more than a year, frankly. So, okay, maybe some of the newer viewers are not up to speed on this. That said, in doing some research and trying to make this video, I came upon an article from The Nation, that's nationthailand.com. Article is titled, Land Department Updates Criteria for Foreigners to Own Land. Let me say, I think the title, I'm not going to say it's disingenuous or dishonest or anything, it's not, but it's a bit sensational insofar as they didn't really update anything. They just kind of talked about the law as it already existed. That said, within that article, quoting directly, the department said Article 96 of the Land Code allows foreigners to buy 1 Rai of land for building a residence if they invest at least 40 million baht in the kingdom. Yeah, I've talked about this many, many times in the past. That's always been there. But, and even Google AI, when you Google this, and I'm just going to quote what Google AI said, but I've said this in videos in the past. If you don't believe me, go back and check the record. It's there. Quoting directly, under Thai land law, specifically Section 96 bis, a foreigner can potentially own up to 1 Rai, 1,600 square meters of land for residential purposes if they invest at least 40 million Thai baht in specified assets or government bonds beneficial to the Thai economy and obtain permission from the Minister of Interior. That's key. That said, quoting further, this is a rare exception to the general prohibition on land ownership by foreigners. And rare is an understatement. I've never seen this actually applied, okay? First of all, let's talk about the specific investment issue. You got to invest 40 million Thai baht standing alone in government bonds, etc., that are deemed to be to the benefit of Thailand. Now, it's my understanding if you went back 20, 25 years ago, there were these bonds available. It's my understanding, and I could be wrong on this, but I've not seen anything to the contrary. That specific type of bond issue hasn't since been done, and those bonds have all been paid out and effectively extinguished. So as a practical matter, the investment criteria is no longer there. Meanwhile, the big thing that nobody ever talks about with regard to the possibility of foreign land ownership, which I've gone into in many other videos in the past, is yes, in theory, there are sets of circumstances, this one included, including other ones under certain investment promotion acts and things from some years ago, that do allow the possibility of foreign land ownership, but it requires the sign-off of the Minister of Interior. Now, as a practical matter, this sign-off is virtually not given. Okay, I'm not going to say, never say never, but because it's not impossible. But this is somewhat to the equivalent of what's called CFIUS in the United States, the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States, where there is a committee in the U.S. that can override otherwise private ownership transactions if it's against the national interest, if you will. So, for example, if a foreign company wanted to come in and buy up a critical piece of infrastructure in the United States, CFIUS can come in and say, hey, no, you can't do that. It contravenes the national interests, it violates national sovereignty or something. We're not going to allow that. This is similar to the paradigm that exists with regard to foreign ownership of land, and in my opinion, it's the underlying reason why there are all these requirements, notably the 40 million baht investment requirement, which is a high threshold for many people, and again, has nothing to do with the purchase of the land itself. It's a standalone investment that has to exist alongside the possibility of buying Thai land. And then on top of it, the Minister of Interior's sign-off, which again is not a foregone conclusion by any stretch of the imagination. If anything, the opposite is more a foregone conclusion than would be the possibility of actually getting the signature for much the same reason as CFIUS might say, again, that's the acronym CFIUS, might say, yeah, no, you can't buy this. We view it as not in the interest of the United States. Thailand zealously guards property rights. They are zealously guarded. They are reserved to Thai nationals. I myself am a naturalized Thai. To a great extent, I do understand why this restriction exists. So yes, in theory, there's a legal avenue in theory for a foreigner to own land in Thailand. As a practical matter, though, it's simply not something you're going to see. Now, that said, it's important to point out it's possible for foreign nationals to own condos in Thailand. It's also possible for foreign nationals to do long-term leasing in Thailand. Usufruct is another, where you can have a lifetime usage of a given piece of property. There are a number of possible property rights that can be conferred to foreigners in Thailand, but land ownership is not necessarily one of them.